Hello and welcome to my latest reading. Welcome to my channel and to my latest reading, and I'm doing it on Honey C. Golden and some of her theories, namely that we're in a sort of concentrated reality that is like kind of a dome. So it's not a flat earth theory, but we're in a dome, and so the earth is actually 4 times as big as we think, and there is people outside of our area and outside of our region that we know of, and that the ice wall is actually like they don't let us go by like Antarctica because we'll go into other lands with different people. So we're in a concentrated sort of oppressed reality, and there's other realities outside which are not as oppressed. That's basically some of her theory, and she says a lot of other things too. So I'm going to delve into that today. Alright, so let's get to the first part of the reading. I'm clearing the area and I'm going to see what question I should ask. So, the first, just a second, my dog Willie is being, Willie, no. Go back. Alright, so let's get into the first question I have is on, is this correct? Is her theory, and I'm just gonna kind of move this out of the way and put my cards right here. I've got some nice smoke coming up. Oop, you see there, that's the, and I'm gonna ask, are we in a area of the globe where there's lands outside in this time space reality where there's more people and more lands and more sort of realities that are just very different from our reality, that is like different, that we don't know of, so the beyond the ice wall. So let's see, is this true? The Hanged One. So that's suspension. That's interesting. And Two of Wands. Two of Wands. Let's see some more. Okay. Let's see some other. So is there a reality outside this one? Haughtiness. Sigh. Interesting. I'm getting widower. So let's see. Is there a reality outside out of this one? Is there a reality outside this one in the way that Honey C. Golden describes? Yes, there is definitely realities outside of this one, and this is a very concentrated reality where a lot of stuff happens. A lot of stuff happens in this reality, and the reality is there is a huge patchwork of stuff going on in this reality. So the reality outside, they have become way less barbaric than you, this reality, and they are very they're enlightened, but not to the extent of being godlike, but they're definitely beyond. They do not have wars like you have here. They have disagreements, but not wars. But they're kind of in a suspended animation sort of deciding what to do, because this reality is stuck in a time that is like, for example, like the Iraq war. There's pieces of peace going on, pieces of war, pieces of North Korea. When you look at this reality, there's fractures of peace and happiness. It's almost like even in this reality, there's different patchworks of energy and lands. Like something in North Korea, they would look out the world is completely different from this world, but largely outside, they're in a totally different reality where this is like a patchwork, and they're waiting for this reality to catch up. Yes, this is what it's about, waiting for this reality to catch up. And although some people in that reality, they feel haughty and like there's no hope for these humans, a lot of them feel that there is a hope for humans. And so I'm going to ask them a question. Do these people outside, do they watch the humans inside of here constantly? Judgment, an interesting judgment. So just like I heard, some of them judge humans, and some of them wish that they level up, but the judgment card is very they wish that they have different ideas and arguments about what to do with there's a name for it, the human problem, the humans that haven't caught up, that are caught in this reality. Yeah. And a lot of people think that in this reality that's outside of here, they think that humans are regressive, and then they almost think it's kind of a main argument. They're always watching and arguing, are they going to enlighten themselves and move out of this reality within this dome, this area, and and some think that's wishful thinking, and some think that it's over. Some think it's over, and some are extremely optimistic, and some think it's over. So it's kind of the thing. It's a very interesting, the people who watch this reality outside of the reality, that some are very, very optimistic, almost Pollyannistic, and some are very cynical. So yeah, everything is fine versus these cards, they're in this two in the same deck. One says 10 of Swords, one says everything is fine. So which one is it? So Honey Seagull said that they are watching humans. Is that true? Do they watch humans? Rival. And I'm seeing this image of, I think there was a rival and trying to always get the best view at the telescope. Interesting. I'm seeing that like a lot of people are very interested in nature. There's like only a certain amount of telescopes that look into this reality, and they rival and threat. And so there's a huge, not industry, but a sort of a energy of always wanting to. Some people are very interested and they're always watching and here. And there's only a certain amount of sort of peepholes to look in here. So it's basically like there's sort of this sparring, and there's sort of fights about what's going on here too, and what to do, and like how to move forward with. I'm hearing the human problem, the regressive human problem. There's sort of like this, and there's sort of like positivity, negativity, and negativity. Resent, threat, rival, humiliate, appearance, and lie. So it's kind of like there's sort of resentfulness towards humans, and then very positive feelings. And then there's fear, a lot. There's a lot that people get very emotionally invested about what's going on here. And into this reality, because it's sort of a reality that's concentrated away from our reality, but they look in here and try control this reality the best that they can and avoid misfortune. And it can be very frustrating when they see like this reality going downward, and they want to bring fortune and positivity to this reality. So although they are more positive and enlightened outside of this reality, there's also elements of control, not nearly as bad, not even remotely as bad as it is in here, not even remotely. But so how they, like, okay, when I'm hearing, and I was talking about North Korea before, how you know how the whole world or anyone kind of in the first world, any kind of a first world country, most countries look at North Korea in sort of a not disdainful, but not disdain, but like, oh my goodness, like these poor people and everything, and oh, these poor people. Like how we look at North Korea is the way that the people outside of the dome in this reality look at us. Definitely, it's a very apt comparison. And friend, and they want to be a friend, almost like the same way. Yes, how we look at North Korea can be very energetically from our reality. It's a very controlled dome. It's a very controlled area, and the way. So I'm mean, so like it's sort of like how there's one circle. Look at North Korea. North Korea is very important. So I think I'm going to do a reading because it's very. I'm hearing it's very important. But the people outside who look at us exactly the way that we look at North Korea. That same, we want to save them, but we can't. We want to save them, but we just can't get in there, and it's dangerous. And it's almost the same, like you would want to rescue someone from North Korea if they wanted to be rescued, but it's the same energy of the North Koreas get brainwashed. Like if you hear they're totally brainwashed, but the amount of, from their perspective, the brainwashing comparatively, we've got North Korea, our world, and the people outside of the dome, or the people that are dome. And it's just the brainwashing that we see in Korea. They look at us and the brainwashing we have just as bad as we look at North Korea. It's like some sort of Russian doll. It's this Russian doll of like sort of control and everything. So, service. And there are a lot of people outside who do want to serve and help us from the dome outside, but they also want to maintain their energetic field too, because it helps when they preserve their positive timelines as well. They like to preserve their energies, their timeline. But, interesting, servants and service. But how do they try to serve us from their reality outside of it? Because I've got service and servant. And joy, they try and make us feel joy, sweet, or that life is more sweet. They try and, they try and make us feel positive. They try and beam positive energies our way. And almost, I'm seeing this image of like a surprise. They try and, like airborne surprises. Like some of them have put in the air these sort of positive, like almost like a message of a bottle. But it's if you've ever experienced that, like some sort of weird message that came from the sky. I don't know if anyone's ever experienced that, but they try and do that, like a message, and then a scholar. They try and make people message, a message. They try and give us positive messages. Yeah, they do. They definitely try and give us positive messages, and while balancing out their own energies too. So let's see what else. Has there ever been a sneak in to this reality from outside? So has there ever been a sneak in, like a sort of a sneaking in? Oh, interesting. Interesting. I've got Knight of Wands. People have tried to sneak in adventurism, but some of them, I'm hearing with justice, some of them met a bad kind of justice. Some of them, a few of them got really, a bad way. We've got this. So some have tried to sneak into this reality from other realities and covering it up. And some have been killed or brought to justice, but it wasn't a real justice. It was just kind of a punitive, controlled dynamic that they ran into. But it's like they were trying to do something good. Like some of them were adventurous. Some were actually trying to do something good, and some ran into a negative sort of situation, like a negative a negative kind of situation, and somebody tried to control the whole situation, and they went a little bit too far. So it was very fearful, like what could happen, right? What could happen, and so yes, it seems like there is a reality outside of this reality. So let's ask, what message do they have for us? Confusion. What message do they have for us? Confusion is big. Weight and confusion. I'm hearing that dream, weight, confusion. I'm hearing that the confusion that humans feel is next level, and it's understandable, but dream and you will create a more attractive reality. Yes, the confusion that humans feel, because it's kind of like this reality has kind of gotten to such a muddled timeline that it makes people go crazy. That's what I'm getting. We've gotten to such a muddled, and they watch with fascination. But we've gotten to such a reality that it is, and they watch different realities, and the confusion that we feel is understandable. The confusion that we feel is understandable, but wait and create a better dream, and this reality will become more attractive. Yes, humans have gotten to a very dark, like, reality, this matrix reality within this dome, but it will become, and people feel very just defeated by this. But if you keep on focusing on this positive wealth and abundance, there will be, and toe the line, then the wealth and the abundance and the victory will eventually be yours. The wealth and the victory will eventually be yours. The wealth and the victory will eventually all be yours. So I think I may do more readings about this in the future, but this is what I have for now. This is what I have for now. And then my phone is ringing, so that's a sign that I guess this reading is over. So goodbye. I'll do readings on this in the future. Bye-bye.